Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming back to join me for today's video. So today I do have a foundation review, which it feels like it's been a hot minute since I've had a foundation review, but this is the KVD Good Apple Full Coverage Serum Foundation, and this is not a first impressions, but I wanted to show you what it looks like, and I'm going to be doing like a check-in and everything like that. But anyway, if you'd like to see if this is worth picking up, what my thoughts are, all that kind of stuff, then please keep on watching. So you do get the standard 1 fluid ounce of foundation. I bought this during the Ulta whatever beauty days, so I got it for half off. Usually I would not be spending $20 on a foundation, but I didn't get to try the Good Apple like cream foundation. Looked like it would have been good for my skin type, but I went ahead and got this because it sounded interesting. So it's supposed to be full coverage and all that kind of stuff, and it's supposed to be transfer proof, all that kind of stuff. Let me go ahead and show you what the claims are for the KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. So pretty good claims. I think the packaging is absolutely beautiful. I did pick up the shade Light 018. I do have to give you a heads up, this stuff does oxidize. Looking at the reviews, it looks like a lot of people were saying it oxidizes pretty bad. I would agree. So I personally didn't read the reviews before I purchased it. And so it looks pretty light, especially with my self-tan on, but it actually goes to a good shade. I do like to use a brush. I've been using my paddle brushes, and I think it does a pretty good job. I've not used a sponge with it, but let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to do 1 pump. I end up using 2, but let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. So I'm just going to apply it to my brush. So 1 pump. So that's a pump. To me, not a ton, but let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. So pretty thin. I would say that it does kind of have that serum-y feel. But it does blend out very, very nicely. It does have a quick dry down. That's why I didn't do the pump on the other side. So, and I don't think I'm going to be wearing concealer today. I kind of just want to show you what it looks like just by itself. But if you see, it does have pretty good coverage. And it does blend nicely, but it does dry down fairly quickly, but pretty good coverage. So as you can see, it looks a little light. It will oxidize. Let me go ahead and go in with the other side. So once again, just a pump. I definitely think you could build this. I mean, you can already see that it's starting to oxidize a bit. I do think the finish is really pretty. It does dry down to like a somewhat matte finish, but it looks pretty on the skin. It doesn't look too matte. It's not too heavy, which is nice. And it actually did a really good job of covering some under eye circles. When I've worn this, I have gone in with concealer, but I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do some more makeup, setting it, stuff like that. Just that way it's gonna be good for the day. I think if you do have dry to normal skin, I don't think necessarily you would have to set this. I think if you have combo to oily, I would. I personally set it just because I do just set my makeup, so. But as you can see, it did cover those veins does a pretty good job of covering imperfections. I would say that this is a heavy medium. Um, I think you could definitely build it up, like I said, and get extremely full coverage. Once again, I'm not going to do that. But when I come back, you'll see that it has oxidized at least a shade darker. But okay, I will be right back with my makeup finished and just kind of show you what it looks like with other makeup products on top. So I'll be right back. So this is what it looks like with makeup over it. I definitely feel like I'm getting flashback because without the light on, it's not looking this light, but this is what it's looking like with bronzer, blush, highlighter. I did not set my face like with setting spray, so this is what it's looking like. I'll definitely touch base with y'all without the flash, without like the ring light, so that way you can actually see what it looks like, because yeah, definitely getting some flashback for sure. But finish-wise, I think it's really pretty. I did set with powder, and actually my under eyes are looking pretty okay for not using concealer or color corrector. So this is what it's looking like. I'm going to go get dressed because I have to finish getting ready for work. But this is what we're looking like with the KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. Once again, I'll touch base when I don't have the flashback. So anyway, there we go. I'll see you here in a little while. With my first check-in. It's been 4 hours since I put on the KVD Good Apple Full Coverage Serum Foundation, and this is what we're looking like. I'm in my living room. We have the overhead light on, and we do have natural light coming in from the big sliding glass door, and I do think that it's looking pretty nice. Not really settling in my forehead lines. The under eyes are still looking okay. Would be looking better if I used concealer, but once again, I didn't want to use concealer. I wanted everyone to be able to see what the coverage was actually like, but I don't have any fading or anything. My nose is looking a little shiny. And I do have a tiny bit of, I mean, you can see it, a tiny bit of transfer, but I mean, I think it's still looking pretty nice. So this is where we're at, 4 hours in. I'll definitely be touching base with y'all at the end of the night, just so I can kind of show you what it's looking like after a full day of wear, but it's looking pretty nice, I think. Hey everyone, alrighty, so it has been 12 hours since I put on the KVD Good Apple Full Coverage Serum Foundation. Sorry, I know I look like super tired, but I have my ring light off right now so you can actually see what it looks like with natural lighting. I do have my overhead on. I do have a window directly to my left. But this is what it's looking like. So looking a little greasy, you know what I mean? You can kind of see what the color actually looks like. Still a little light, but that's my fault for doing self-tanning before I did the foundation review video. But it does look a lot better. Let me go and turn on my ring light. So this is with the ring light on, and you can see how much more shiny I look. I did not do any touch-ups with powder, no blotting, anything like that. So you definitely see a lot of oil there. But what's cool about this foundation is that even wiping and everything, it doesn't look like I have foundation missing from my skin. There's some foundations out there that you touch your face, you blow your nose, anything like that, and it's going to transfer off and it's going to leave a mark. It's going to leave an absence of foundation, of coverage, and then it can look pretty bad. So this foundation I do think is really, really good. Once again, combo skin, maturing skin, and I have to say, I think it looks pretty amazing for not using a primer. When I've used this before, I've used it once with a primer, once without. Well, this is now the second time without. And I definitely think a pore filling primer does help with my personal skin texture, just because I do have some pretty enlarged pores and stuff like that. So I do like this foundation. It's like $42, so it is a little bit up there. The reason why I purchased it when it was on sale is like, okay, it's like $21. Nowadays, that's about drugstore for a lot of different brands. We're talking L'Oreal, Neutrogena. That's about the price, foundation is in the drugstore for some brands. So I'm like, yeah, we'll get it. I do like it. I think it's really, really pretty on the skin. I could definitely bronze up a little bit more to help with the color difference. I don't think it's that bad. So just once again, have fake tan on because I'm never this color. So I do think it's a good foundation for normal to combo skin. I don't know how it would last on oily skin, just because as it wears, your natural oils do come through. So maybe if you have very oily skin, you might not like this. I think if you have dry skin, I think you could still make this work as long as you're prepping your skin well beforehand. But I do think it wears very nicely, even though I do look shiny and oily. Transfer proof, I would kind of agree with that. Even with like wiping my face and stuff, I'm seeing a lot of oil. There's definitely some foundation there, but once again, it's not looking like I'm missing a ton of foundation. I have never tried an actual foundation that says it's transfer proof that is actually transfer proof. I don't think it actually exists. I think when I think transfer proof that it doesn't budge, right? There's drag queen makeup, there's stage makeup, and I believe that kind of stuff is actually transfer proof, but I think most of the time it's actually the setting process that causes it to be transfer proof. But this stuff is, I think, as close to transfer proof as you're actually going to get with just regular foundation. Just because, once again, you touch it, stuff comes off on your hands, a tissue, but it doesn't look like there's any missing. So I do think, in my book, we're getting about as transfer proof as I've personally seen when it comes to foundations, and I've tried a ton of different foundations, but I do like it. I think it's worth the money. Even the full price, I do think it's worth the money. I like the KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. I purchased this with my own money. This is not sponsored by any means. I'm like a nobody. They would never send me anything or sponsor me, so I think if you are looking for a new foundation for spring and summer, if you have that dry to combo skin type, I would think that this is a good option for you if you do like full coverage. You could definitely probably go in with just a pump, because I went in with a pump on each side, and you could probably get lighter coverage, but I still think it's going to be pretty full coverage. It has really good coverage. So anyway, there we go. That is it. It's been, like I said at the beginning of this morning, it's been a hot minute since I've done a foundation review, and I've kind of missed them. And I think it's a really pretty foundation, and I think for 12 hours in, my eye makeup's looking crappy. It's all muddy. I got transfer underneath my eyes, but I think the base still looks pretty good. So anyway, there we go. I will go ahead and link this down below, like in the products, if you're interested in clicking and seeing for yourself. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, go and give the video a thumbs up, share it, all that kind of stuff. Let me know down below in the comments if you've tried the KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know down below, and make sure you subscribe. I do upload 7 days a week all about budget stuff. I do obviously makeup content, I do vlogs, grocery hauls, home care, some weight loss. I do a lot of different stuff, so make sure that you do subscribe. But I do appreciate you stopping by. Another video should start autoplaying here in a moment. Might be one of mine, it might be somebody else's, but sit back, relax, enjoy, and I'll see y'all here in just a sec.